Well, hello. This is our Deepakism of the week, and I am so happy to be back. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there. Thank you, everyone, for continuing to wait for me to get back up and running. I really, really appreciate it. The last things that we covered were the laws of the universe, and we completed that series, and so we are going to move on to something new. Basically, this week we are going to discuss the concept of peace, internal peace, emotional peace, peace with the world, peace with your life. It kind of piggybacks on the law of pure potentiality and the things that I discussed around that and what that actually means. But in any event, I thought I would share, to the best of my ability, two personal stories, and then I'll move on to the assignment. First of all, let me say that the goal of the Deepakisms is not to be, saintly or in any way. Well, the goal of the Deepakisms is to find peace, to be happy and joyful and, content with your life and your world, even if things aren't going as we planned, and then especially if they are. So, one of the things that I believe spirituality does is it gives you a bigger view, it gives you a larger picture so that you can be peaceful in the midst of what would typically be an unpeaceful situation. So for me, recently, one of the things that was very, very interesting to me was that I told you guys, maybe in another video, but I mentioned that I was getting laid off from my job, or that our company had notified us that we were all getting laid off. And immediately people started, saying negative things and being very, very negative about this opportunity that we had to move on to a new organization. And in my particular group, there were about 7 people in my on my particular team, and everybody on my team was negative, with the exception of myself and one other gentleman who's never negative. He just has a wonderful disposition. He's very, very peaceful, very happy with his life, and he also has another job, and his wife also has a really nice career. So, his thoughts about being, without a job were probably minuscule compared to other people on the team. But in any event, the two of us were the only two who had a halfway decent outlook on the situation. Everybody else was either, devastated or angry or rebellious in some way. And for the most part, all of us interviewed with the new organization. And this other gentleman and myself were the only two who were hired. And I can't help but believe that it had something to do with the fact that we actually found a way to be excited about the opportunity. Everybody else kind of did it, even though they didn't want to do it, if that makes sense. And I think we did it with a different mindset that kept us peaceful and in a space of peace, and that energy translated probably in the interview, and we were able to be successful and get offered a job. The other issue, or not issue, but the other thing that's going on with me is, you guys know that my ex and I broke up quite a while back, like back in January. And then we did some back and forth, and then it was just finally over. In any event, she is back in my life. And not in the form of a girlfriend, but in the form of a friend. And from time to time, it tugs on my heartstrings and makes me want things to be different. And I was talking to a friend of mine on Friday, and they were saying, basically, I need to not communicate with her and, move on and start a new relationship and all this other stuff. And they were asking me, why is this so different for me? Like, why can't I just move on like I would normally do? And I came up with all the regular excuses of why I couldn't do it. But then when I really thought about it, I thought, you know what? It's not all of that changed. It's me. I'm in a different space now. Even though I'm still communicating with my ex, that I'm still in a peaceful space. I'm in a less peaceful space when I refuse to talk to her, or when I make these grandstands about how I'm going to handle a thing, or how, I'm moving on and I'm, not communicating with someone that I love, that loves me. That's more painful for me. So I'm in a space where I can manage the situation. It's not upsetting to me. And I think that both of those examples are sort of like the benefits of all of these Deepakisms that we've been doing. It allows me to stay on my square. I don't have to worry about being, pushed off my square and tugged to and fro by every little thing that happens in my world. I'm able to stay in a peaceful space, and I love that. And I know that that's one of the goals of the Deepakism. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Today we are going to talk about peace. And I'm going to read you an excerpt out of Peace is the Way. And let me read that to you right now. Actually, it looks as if I'm running out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the assignment on the side, and you guys will see it. This is directly out of Deepak's book, Peace is the Way. I'm also going to post a link to his website, An Alliance for a New Humanity. Basically, that is a website that promotes peace, promotes positive universal consciousness. If you guys can imagine how beautiful the world would be if everybody was thinking positive thoughts and thoughts of love, thoughts of acceptance, self-acceptance and acceptance of others, acceptance of our own life space and our own worlds, patience and compassion and understanding. Those are the things that are promoted on An Alliance for a New Humanity. There's blogs on there that you can read. There's things that you can participate in. They ask that everyone take an oath to think peaceful thoughts or think thoughts of love. And it's just a wonderful organization that Deepak started in an effort to try to shift universal consciousness. We've talked about that quite a bit. There's a lot of people who aren't aware of it at all, and they're thinking very, very negative thoughts, and they're putting a lot of negative energy out there. And those of us who are more conscious need to put as much positive conscious energy as we can out there so that we can combat that and possibly even overtake it. So I'm going to post all that information over on the side, and then you'll have an assignment around peace every day this week. Today we'll meditate on peace for 5 minutes, and then Monday there'll be something to do, Tuesday there'll be something to do, Wednesday there'll be something to do, and it'll go on like that for the remainder of the week, just in an effort to incorporate peace in our thoughts, incorporate peace in our lives, and hopefully get us to a greater understanding of what we're doing with these Deepakisms. All right, well, thank you everyone for watching, and have a wonderful day.